indulge you with just something from my experience that's ended up this day being very special for me, which is in 1999 I was invited to go to see the work of Christian Aid in Africa, and we went to Senegal. And it's a beautiful country right on the coast, in the coast of West Africa. And we arrived in Dakar, which is if you haven't been to an African capital, it's quite an assault on your senses, because you end up in a space which looks chaotic. And we went to visit Christian Aid projects, and I didn't know what they were going to be like. And you'd find this kind of building that looked like someone had just left it to decay, but inside it was this very proud-looking person dressed smartly. Doesn't seem to have tidied the place up or anything, and they're sitting there with their sewing machine that Christian Aid has given them, and they've got 3 pieces of cloth and they want to make you a shirt. And that's, if you multiply that and you think there's no such thing as town planning, councils close your ears, there's no such thing as town planning, it just happens, it's ramshackle everywhere. And that's what Dakar looks like. And it took us a while to adjust to what seemed to be the chaos of the cities in Africa. And as you may know, people are moving constantly from the countryside to the cities, what's called urban flight. And the cities get more and more chaotic and more sort of vagrant people walking around there. And after a few days, we were taken further and further out of the cities, and eventually into the savannah, which is kind of basically the desert with things growing in it. And as we travelled out into the savannah one day, they said, we're going to look at this place where there's a well project that Christian Aid have funded, and they put the money into a diesel pump which will pump water out of the ground, so people didn't have to spend the first 4 hours of the day just getting water out of the ground for the rest of the day. And in this little village, it was like an oasis in the middle of the desert. And right in the middle of the village was a big tree, a massive tree, and the village seems to have been built round it, probably 20, 30 little houses built round it. And there were little families in the houses. And in the middle, under this giant tree, was the kids. And the thing that struck you when the noise, they all danced when we arrived and cheered. It's a great feeling. They did a special dance for us, and then it calmed down. And then there's just the noise of kids screaming and laughing and enjoying themselves in the way that you sometimes hear when you go past the primary school car park, and you think, they're having a good time, why can't I have a good time? But it's like that, and it's kind of all day. And under this massive tree, there's the families. Every now and then we're walking out with a bowl of something, it might be maize meal, and they put it down. The kids will squeal with delight and come and get a hand of maize meal and eat that and carry on their games. And you got this sense that all the families were taking care of all the kids under the tree, and all the families knew where the kids was. They knew they were safe. The kids knew where their families were. It was like a park, a great park, but a kids' play park. But the families were there, and the families were doing their thing all day long. But it kind of made sense of that African phrase that we sometimes hear: it takes a village to raise a child, because all the village could see the children, and all the children were safe. And I just feel there's a very strange link, and please go with me on this, about this particular project, because somewhere in between the squalor of Dakar and this idyllic little village is our project Bump to 5, which says that it's not quite the same in Harlow. There is no single park. Sometimes in the summer there's the splash pool down the town park where everyone seems to be there. There's no single place. But people do have their eyes and ears open for each other's needs in a certain kind of way, in a certain structural way as well now, because we've got so many services looking after people. But what we hadn't had really until this project set up was a way of somebody saying, oh, that person needs something, let's see if we can get it to them. And now you'll see, as you wander around, we've got this simple little referral form which someone can say, this family, they're short of this. They're sort of the kids haven't got these clothes, the mum can't get nappies for the baby, they haven't got a cot right now, they haven't got all these kind of things, they're short of that. And all they need to do is get on their phone or on their computer, fill in the form, send it to us, and by the miracle of modern science, it arrives 5 milliseconds later at a computer at our place. And then, because we put the structure in place, we've got the possibility of taking that thing to that family in quite a short amount of time, so that the village that was supporting the children in the way that I saw, in a very simple and pure way in Africa, that kind of thing is the potential of what we've managed to put together. And I want to just quickly give us some acknowledgements of how we got here and why this little project has come to light. Because firstly, I want to say that Teresa's here, who's our co-founder, and Gary Knott, who founded this project, had the vision for this project 2 or 3 years ago. And it's their visionary insight into the needs of Harlow that brings us to this room and continues to flourish. And it's been my privilege to inherit some of that and to bring that to life. That vision that says, no, there's a problem and we can't rest till we do something about this problem. We don't want to see people go to bed at night thinking, why do I have to sleep on this bit of the floor? Why is my house damp? Why haven't I got this food? Why don't my kids have clothes? We can't have people with the indignity of trying to hide their situation from their teachers or from their neighbours for the want of the things that other people have got. Not only other people have got, but other people are willing to give away. These things here, people are delighted to give it away. Everyone we meet and tell about this project says, oh, that's great. I've got that in my loft. I've got that in my garage. They can't wait to dump it on us. But it's a great thing because it gives us this possibility of saying, let's get that thing that someone doesn't want and need to those people who want and need it. We don't need to be in a situation where you're ashamed because you haven't got what you need. And that level of bringing dignity to people is what MRCT has always been about. It's what Gary and Teresa have always been about. That level of bringing dignity to people who's have been robbed of what they might have in life because of whatever has happened and whatever poverty has been their lot. We want to get rid of that, and so I'm so glad that we've been able to bring this project out. The other thing is this project has come out of COVID. It really is in a strange way, because last year the people of Harlow rallied around the food bank in such an amazing way. We got through 150,000 kilograms of food. We got through enough, we convert it into bags of sugar. If each kilogram is a bag of sugar, we can take it and we can lay it from here to Westminster in bags of sugar. That's how much was given to us last year. That's a huge amount. And that is the generosity of the people of Harlow that we all serve or work with in different ways. And the very fact that that outpouring came to us, and not just that, but so much money was put our way, that we thought, right, let's have the confidence to go forward with this project. And then the other great thing which then brought it all together was the HTS, God bless them, and many of you who represent HTS here. When we said, we've got a problem in the food bank, and you may have seen this, that we have a floor like that in the food bank which we were filling up with food, and we started to buckle a bit. He said, understating it, and we thought, we've got a problem, we need somewhere to put the food, and HTS straight away said, come and put it here. And this is the stuff we haven't yet had a chance to take back because we still are pretty full in some ways. And then, so when we started this project, we said, is there any chance we could start putting stuff from the baby
just
bank
a few things
here? Because one of the snags of our operation is it's out on the edge of town. But what we want to do is we want to get things ready to give to people in town as quickly as possible. So we're hugely grateful to you, HTS, for extending your welcome to us and giving us this facility here whereby we can dispatch things out to town. It's also much easier for us to get volunteers down here because they don't have to get there's no public transport to where we are, and we can dispatch things. So it's an amazing thing, and we give thanks to God, we give thanks to Harlow, we give thanks to you, HTS, and you counsellors for the support you've given over the years to MRCT, that we're able to do something that takes us on a new journey, still doing the same thing that MRCT has always done, which is want to bring dignity and hope to people, leave no one overlooked, leave no one struggling, and make sure that people understand that they are cared for, and that Harlow is the community where neighbours care for neighbours. It's been an amazing experience, so I just want to thank you so much for that. I'm sorry that Robert Halfon can't be here, as you will have heard. There's been a terrible, terrible incident today in Essex with one of his fellow MPs, and our hearts go out to them, and we thank you so much, those who've made the effort to come along. We're going to be open until about 6 o'clock for people dropping in from agencies we work with to just come and see the setup here. But before I stop, I just want to pass over to Fernanda, who was the final and amazing blessing that we did, which was the fact that this amazing woman came for interview when we threw the job open to see if anyone wanted to run this place. And this lovely formerly Brazilian woman, but hopefully staying here a lot longer, is now running it for us. And I found it's going to give you a few more little ideas about how it all works before you can then look more relaxed and start eating. So thank you very much.
Oh, thanks, Andy. That's very kind. So yeah, just a little bit of information. Andy's mentioned we've got a warehouse in Matching Thai, and it's where the food bank is run from as well. And that's really our sort of back end, the hub where we receive donations and we sort things out, and then they come here to be distributed to families. So back in sort of July time, we made a call out on Facebook to the local communities, Harlow and surrounding areas. If anybody we were starting this project, anyone had any clothes or cots or buggies and everything you see here, to donate to us. And we were absolutely inundated with donations, as those who come to our warehouse can vouch for. The number of clothes and the generosity of Harlow and the local community has been amazing. The majority of things we've received has been in just immaculate condition. Part of bringing dignity back into people's lives is giving people things that they feel proud to wear and use. There's no reason why children and families should be given things that we wouldn't use ourselves, and that the donators wouldn't put on their children or give to friends. And that's very much the message we give to people donating. And they haven't disappointed us. We have got so many good quality things coming our way. And it's all been donated. Everything here has been donated. The only thing, we buy a few bits because we can't re-gift used items. So mattresses will be brand new and we need to buy those with money that's donated to us. And bottles need new teats, but that's about it. Everything else has come from the people in Harlow. And then I've got an amazing team of volunteers at the warehouse who look through everything and see, is it clean, is it stained, is it ripped, does it pass our checks of things that really should be gifted to these families. And if it does, it gets folded and put into boxes and brought over here ready to go. Buggies and things are cleaned. We have volunteers doing washing for us. We've just had an amazing support network. And then last couple of weeks, we've started taking referrals in. So most of the people we help come from agencies and services around Harlow. It's been an amazing community, working with agencies, and Fiona's somebody who's brought a lot of people together, and that's been fantastic. And we'll get a referral. Our form is there if anyone wants to have a look. I can talk you through it. That says, this family has a 10-month-old little boy and they're running low on clothes, or they need a winter coat, or they don't have a cot. I then do a courtesy call to the family to see if there's anything else we can help with and find out how we can get the items to them. Most of our items we've actually delivered straight to the family, and some have come to St. Paul's, where we have our food bank pickups at St. Paul's 4 days a week, and have picked up their items. And we've had 9 referrals, actually 2 came in today, so we've had 11 so far. So we've managed to help 11 families in the last 2 weeks, and it's been a real blessing to do that, and to see people grateful and thanking us. And the message we give them as we hand things over is, this is a gift from your community, and that's a really special message. We've also been working with the Afghan refugees who've come to the area. So at the Harlow Hotel, there's 32 children living there under the age of 15. 8 of them are under 4, and there are 2 very heavily pregnant ladies there as well. So I've been working with them, and we've sent a huge amount of aid to them. They've had Moses baskets and baths and clothes and things for the children living there. So yeah, I'm incredibly sort of proud and grateful for the opportunity to do this. We're ready to go. So please spread the word, talk about us, tell people we're here, and we're here to help the local families in any way we can. That's it.
Thank you.